And we back. Well, I ain't back, but I'm back. Welcome back. This is Smell Good, Feel Good. My name is Blake. I am your local cologne connoisseur, your scent savant, your fragrance fanatic, your pundit of parfum, if you will. And we're on episode 13. Episode 13, I think that's kind of crazy. You know, I set a goal for myself when I first started these. Just get through 15 videos, get through 15 weekly drops, see where it goes. It's not quite where I want it to be, but the feedback, it still blows me away, and that's all because of you guys. Thank you for all your support. If you haven't watched the last video, episode 12, we reviewed YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. That's arguably the best fragrance from YSL, and it's in my top 5, top 10 fragrances, period. It's an extremely well put together date night scent from the house of YSL, and if you haven't tried it yet, I highly suggest that you do. At the very least, if you haven't checked out episode 12, see the full breakdown that I did on the fragrance and see if it's something that you think you would like. I think you will. And not that you ask, but what am I wearing today? We're not talking about cologne. We're talking about shoes. This is the Air Jordan 1 Laney, or as most people refer to it, the reverse Laney. A few years back, they came out with this same exact shoe, but where the yellow is, you see blue, and where the blue is, you see yellow. This one came out, and it just kind of caught my eye. I always liked the original Laneys that dropped a few years back, so once I saw that these was dropping, no brainer. This one was a women's only release, but it came in extended sizes, so I was actually able to get this in one of the bigger sizes. If I stopped a woman from being able to get these, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have a foot this big anyway. If you got a foot this big, this should be the least of your worries. You need to get that figured out. But we're not here to talk about shoes. We're here to talk about these fragrances. The one we're reviewing today, this is how fire this one is. I actually bought this same fragrance 4 different times. I don't think you heard. I bought this same fragrance 4 different times. I'll get into that story a little later in the video. Stick around for a bit. I'll tell you all about it. But first, let's check out the presentation. Bond Number 9 New Haarlem. This is a niche fragrance from Bond Number 9. This one has a very distinct scent profile. It's another gourmand fragrance, so that should tell you something. When I tell you what this one smells like, you'll have questions. Let's just leave it at that. We'll go over all my thoughts on it in just a sec, but first, let's run down the notes. This one has top notes of lavender, bergamot, and green leaves. It has middle notes of coffee and cedar, and it has base notes of vanilla, patchouli, tonka bean, and amber. Sounds like your standard note breakdown, right? Just wait. Oh, you just wait. This one here is chock full of surprises. Let's give it a spray. Oh man. So on the opening on this one, it says it's lavender, bergamot, and green leaves.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
We're gonna do this one just a bit different. Usually what I smell from these fragrances is somewhat true to what they say are included in the notes. This one, not so much. Listen, I respect the good people over at Bond Number 9, but nah, my guy, nah. So I'll cut straight to the chase on this one. On the opening, the only thing that I smell is a sweetness, possibly from the vanilla, but more than the sweetness alone, it smells exactly like pancakes and syrup, but with an undertone of coffee. After you wear it for a bit, the sweetness of the pancakes and syrup, it dies down and the coffee starts to become the more dominant smell. Then for the remainder of the wear, it's more of a prominent coffee smell with an added sweetness from the vanilla and an extremely slight nuttiness from the tonka bean. For the most part, that's it. Listen, if I had to summarize it, it starts off smelling like pancakes and syrup with a light coffee hint in the background, and as you wear it, it ends smelling more like the coffee, but the pancakes and the syrup are now more in the background. This one is literally breakfast in a bottle. Oh, what the f. I'm really sitting here trying to explain to y'all how good this is, but I'm saying it smells like pancakes and syrup. I know that makes zero sense at all. You really will not understand what I'm talking about until you smell it. That's the only time you will realize why I like this one so much. This one is definitely better suited for the cooler weather. We're getting closer and closer to spring, so I had to make sure I got at least one more wear out of this one before it got too warm outside. I have a couple other Bond Number 9 fragrances, but this one here ranks near the top for me. I actually heard about this one for the first time from my guy Bones Brigante. Check him out on Instagram and YouTube, but he did a review on this one and it just sounded intriguing to me, so I had to try it out. I checked it out for the first time and it's been in my rotation ever since. I mentioned before that this is my 4th bottle of New Haarlem. Let me give you a rundown of how I got to bottle number 4. So shortly after I heard about this one from Bones Brigante, I went searching for it. The only downside was at that time it was discontinued. That's never stopped me from getting the fragrance I want, so I did find it and I did buy it. Once it came in, I smelled it and I understood exactly why he raved so much about it. That was bottle number 1. Bottle number 1. Maybe a week after I bought it, somebody offered me $700 for it, but I can't sell it. I love it too much, right?
Wrong.
Wrong. You damn right I sold it. He offered me $700. You think I didn't when I did? I loved it, but I don't love it that much. You crazy? So bottle number 1 is gone. It's out of my collection. I sold it, $700. It's gone. A month later, I keep looking for it, and I found it again. How lucky can one guy be? So it came in the mail. I open it up, take it out the package. I spray it one good time. I'm just so happy to have it back in my collection at this point. I go to put the cap back on the bottle, drop the entire bottle on our hardwood floors. The moment it hit the floor, the entire bottle cracked in half and it spilled everywhere. So at this point, I'm hot. I literally wasted an entire bottle of New Haarlem the same day I bought it. Mind you, that's bottle number 2 at this point. So after that, I just stopped searching for a replacement bottle. You gotta keep in mind that this is discontinued and I'm not about to overpay for a third bottle. About a year and a half later, what do you know? Bond number 9 announced the official re-release of New Haarlem is coming back on the market, so I'm hyped. I buy the re-release version, which now has a purple top. Shout out to Raekwon the chef. I get it in the mail. I rip the package open. I smell it. It just didn't smell quite the same as the OG version. A lot of people swear by it. They say the new re-release version smells exactly the same as the OG version, but I disagree. I just didn't think that it smelled the same, so I end up selling that one on the aftermarket. Keep in mind, that's bottle number 3 at that point. About a month or 2 later, I run into this one. Fragrance Marketplace on Facebook. Somebody had this one for sale, the original variation for the low. No thought whatsoever. You know let me get that. Let me get that, my guy. And that's how I'm sitting here with bottle number 4 of the same fragrance. With as much as I've been through with this fragrance, ain't no way I'm selling this one. This one here is going to the grave with me. Put it in my casket. You think I'm playing, but I'm serious. But if we're talking about price, this one here is a niche fragrance, so you will not find this one for cheap. Retail price on this one is $360. I know. But that's the retail price. Look around at all the discounters, check Fragrance Marketplace. I guarantee you will be able to find this one for a fraction of that retail price. You just got to do your research. As far as performance, with this being an EDP, you would expect this to get a certain level of performance, but this one doesn't really perform like you think an EDP should. You may get a solid 6 hours out of this one before it turns into a skin scent, so I do find myself reapplying this one midday. But it's smooth, so you can probably get away with applying this one a bit more than normal. If I had to give this one a rating, I just love it too much. This can get no less than a 9 out of 10. That may be the highest review that I've given on any fragrance on my channel so far. 9 out of 10. I love this one. Give it a try. It does have a bit higher price, but it's a niche fragrance. You get what you pay for. I'm wearing this one right now. I mean, any fragrance that I've bought 4 bottles of, you gotta know it's heat. Bond number 9, New Haarlem. This is breakfast in a bottle. If you truly want to know how this one smells, I actually don't think they have samples of this one. So if you want to know how this smells, if you want to check it out, you may end up having to blind buy it. So if you want to know how it smells, try it out. Give it a try. If you don't like it, you can sell it back to me. You can't beat it. But that pretty much wraps this one up. Smell Good, Feel Good, episode 13. And remember, when you smell good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, good comes back around to you. If you're watching this on Facebook, be sure to like, comment, share. Instagram, do the same. TikTok, do the same. But most importantly, YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified every time I release a new video, whether a full-length review or a short. But as always, I thank you for the love. I thank you for the support. I thank you for rocking out with me. But that pretty much wraps this one up. Smell good, feel good. We out. Peace.